Okay, so tonight's call is going to be about scripting, follow-ups, and creating creative posts. A few of you have commented that you need a little extra help with this, so I'm going to go through all three of these. I'm going to start with scripting. Someone mentioned that they said, I don't want to copy and paste all the time. I feel like everyone else says it better than I do. So first, I actually want to share my screen and show you where you can find scripting for those of you that do not know. All right, can you guys see my screen? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay. All right, so in the Diamond Odyssey, bring it up here. Under files, we have a few different ones. We have the go-to program and challenge pack details that Nicole Faulkner actually put in here. I love this one because she put in how you would say, like, what comes with the challenge packs and everything that you get with it, rather than just saying Shakeology, your workouts, a meal plan. I kind of like how in detail she goes into it. And she also provides the links in here for you guys as well. But you can go through here too. Every challenge pack has something that you can say to your potential. And I believe also at the bottom of this one, she has something you can say to signing up someone as a discount member. Because it really helps if you sign up everyone as a discount coach. Not only does it help you, but it also helps them save money. It helps them save money in the long run too, because most cases, a lot of your challengers will become coaches. If not working coaches, definitely discount coaches, because they want to continue getting Shakeology. So, you know, they want to get it for that 25% off, or a lot of other people want to get other programs too, so they're still getting that discount. And then if they're signing up automatically with their challenge pack to begin with, then they don't have to go through all of the, you know, signing up the $39.95 way and then going through getting their refund on it and all that. They're just automatically there. So I like to at least mention it to everyone. If they don't want to, that's fine. But at least mention it. We also have, I just added this combo script, I think beginning of March. Let's see if it pulls up. My computer is really slow today. Okay, so in here I have different options of what I do. I have a forming one of, you know, getting to know somebody first before you go into anything Beachbody related. Forming to coaching, sending them a coaching invite. I have different options. Follow-ups are also in there, which we'll talk about too tonight. Expanding your network, challenge group invites, coaching invites. Oh, and there's also posting ideas in there too, which we'll talk about tonight as well. But you can also utilize that. And I won't go through all of them. There's a combo scripts from Just Bridge. And if you guys have good combo scripts that you want to share, you guys can post files in the Diamond Odyssey anytime you want to. I believe there's a couple more in here too. Inviting to your challenge group scripts. This is one from Melanie Mitro. She is the #1 coach in Beachbody. So it's a really good one to look at. I think that might be it in here. There's also a ton in Sam's group, Team Supercharge. Also in the Lux Republic if you're in that as well. Let's see. And then there's also, I wanted to show you another place. So if you go to photos in our Diamond Odyssey group, and I'm actually going to add it to the album. So when you go to photos, you can click on albums. Right now it's not in there, but I'll end up adding that together so it's easier for you to find. I'm going to scroll down to where they are now. Right here. So tonight I'll put these in the album section. So all you have to do is click on albums. You can find it easier. But these are objection scripts. So if you have somebody that says any of these, like, can I do this while I'm pregnant? Or I don't want to be a salesperson. Any of those types that you see right here, you just click on it, it says right in the text right here what you can say to those people that say those things. So if you're talking to somebody about coaching and they say, I don't want to be a salesperson, you can go here and you can see, you know, what they say right here. You can copy and paste this if you want to, or you can put it into your own words. So I definitely like those, and I'll put those in the album too for you guys. Let me stop sharing that. I want to just show you guys where to find those quick, because I know a lot of you guys don't know that we have scripting. And I know the comment was that they don't want to, you know, forever copy and paste. And you don't have to do that. Those are just there for you, especially for new coaches, to help you through your conversations. So like for me, it took me a while to do that because I just word vomited everywhere. Sometimes I do still do that, like if I'm in a rush, which I have to tell myself, you know, just get to them later. I'd rather you guys put them on hold, and when you're, you know, not busy or you've had time to look at a script or something and you have something good to say, then say it later. You don't have to get back to people like ASAP. Like, you know, a lot of people think you have to get back to them right away, but I'd rather you know, put them on hold and have something good to say rather than, you know, get back to them right away and just word vomit, which I used to do all the time. But yeah, to answer that, you don't have to copy and paste all the time. You can utilize it for conversations where you might be at a loss on what to say to people. And I mean, especially for new coaches, it is nice to copy and paste that because you get into the habit of saying those things to people, and then eventually it just becomes, you know, second nature. For me, I just kind of had to figure out what worked for me, saying different things from different scripts, and kind of just what people, you know, fed upon on, you know, what was coming from me. So it took me a while to play with it, and then eventually it's like second nature. So when someone asks me a specific question, I just know automatically what to say because I've been doing it for a while. So you won't forever be copy and pasting. It takes time. Eventually you'll get into it, into a routine of it too. For scripting too, I want to, you know, give you guys a few tips on when talking to people too, because you don't want to always go off scripts. You want to be yourself, and not sound like a robot. So first one is to be real. You don't want to always copy and paste everything. It's just there to help you. Put it into your own words. You know, things work for different people. So be the real you, put some humor into it, make it relatable. If they say something that you can relate to, just say, hey, you know, me too. You know, that happened to me. Always be relatable and be real with them. Number 2, put yourself in your audience shoes. Let me turn my phone off. Put yourself in your audience shoes. Think how you would want to be talked to. For example, with this, I hate when people come to me salesy all the time, because I get a lot from other people, whether it be like they're selling makeup or selling clothes or, you know, it works or any of that type of stuff. Whatever it may be, health insurance, I don't care. But I hate when they immediately message me and just get right into it. And they send me like a huge message that I don't even want to read because it's so long, and everything that they say in it, that just turns me off right away. So when it comes to, like, for me talking to people, that's what I always think about. I just think about how I would want them to talk to me, how I would want things to be answered if I'm asking a question and going into detail, because I like things to go into detail a little bit when I ask questions. So that's how I think of it. So you always want to just put yourself in their shoes, answer it how you'd want to answer it. Don't come off salesy, because I know I hate that. I'm sure a lot of you guys hate that too. It just turns you off right away. So don't do that. Let's see. Number 3, don't discredit yourself. I know the person that commented on this said that they feel like everyone else says it better than they do when it comes to scripting. But don't discredit yourself. Have confidence. You know, especially if you're new, it's not always going to be perfect. I've gone through a lot of times where I word vomited. I've turned people away just by things I said, or I didn't say enough, or, you know, get to know them enough, or whatever it may be. Don't discredit yourself. Even if that happened, which has happened to me a lot, I've gone back, even if it's been like a year ago that I've done that, I'll message them now and just start building up a relationship now that I know how to talk to people, because it turns it around and it gets, they can get to know the real you now rather than, what you were saying to them then. And maybe now you can give more information or get to know them better or whatever it may be. Have confidence in all your conversations. And that's why the scriptings come into use too, because you have that to back you up. Like if you're going through your conversations and you get lost, you don't know what to say next, you can just look through one real quick and just kind of get an idea of where you want the conversation to go from there. Let's see. That's all I had on scripting. Does anybody have any specific questions on scripting at all before I move on? No? All right, cool. Now I'm going to go into follow-ups. So the comment on follow-up says, I always feel awkward when reaching back out. Maybe after when I do questions too, if I don't answer this right, because I'm not sure what exactly they meant by this, but I kind of, because I feel awkward too sometimes when I reach out to people, so I'm kind of going based on that, but if I don't answer this, make sure you let me know. But for me, I have a 3 follow-up rule to not make it so awkward for me. So when I'm reaching out to people, and I'll show you guys some examples too in a minute of my own conversations, I only have a 3 follow-up rule. So if I'm talking to somebody, we're having a conversation, then it stops, then I'll message them maybe in a couple days or a day later and just say, hey, it depends on how conversation's going, but maybe just say, hey, how are you? Just to get it going again. And then if it stops again, or if they don't answer too, I'll say, it depends on how it's going, but I'll reach out again. And again, if the conversation stops or they don't answer, I'll reach out a 3rd time. That 3rd time, I'll always say, hey, this is my last time following up with you. I just want to, again, it depends on how the conversation's going, but maybe I could say, I just want to see if you're still interested in signing up for my challenge group. It's starting in a week, something like that. And then after the 3rd time, if they still don't get back to me, or the conversation just stops and, they ignore me after that, then I'll just put it off on the back burner for a while. Sometimes if it's been 3 follow-ups and they don't answer me, I usually put it on the back burner for a couple months, because I don't want to burn my bridge with them too quick or, too fast, because it can be awkward when you're following up with people a million times and not answering you back. So if it's been 3 times, I'll just put them on the back burner for a few months. Then I'll go back, and that's when I'll just rebuild that relationship again. I won't talk about my challenge group or coaching or whatever we were talking about. I'll just go back into building up a relationship, maybe find a post of theirs, a recent one, of something that they were wearing that they liked or that I liked, or I don't know, something that I can bring up in conversation and then get talking and just get to know each other and just leave it at that for a while. And I'll do that for like a week or so. And then I will invite them again, because it's just building that trust back up just to see if they're still interested. And it really depends on how the convo is going too, and how your follow-up would be as well. I'm going to pull up a couple, share my screen. I'm going to pull up a few different examples of my conversations on follow-ups. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong section. All right, so this one, I think this is a recent one. Okay, so this girl I talked to in 2014. I don't think it shows the date on here, but it showed it on my phone. But it was 2014, so we were talking about, or no, this is a recent one. 2015. Oh yeah, it's 16 now. I don't even know my years now. So 2015, January 2015, I got into talking to her about, let's see, coaching. So I think I got to know her a little bit and went into detail on the options of coaching and what you get out of it. And then as you can tell right here, she just stopped talking to me. I sent her my link. See, at this time, I just sent her my link, and I feel like I shouldn't have done that, because normally now I'll use the app, or I'll just go into it a better way now. But at that time, I just sent her my link, told her to click on coach, and she didn't answer me. And then I followed up with her, my one follow-up, and just said, hey, Alyssa. Normally I'll just say, hey, and whatever their name is, just to get them to answer me back. Sometimes they still don't, but, and as you can tell, she didn't. And then 5 days later, I did my second one and said, hey girl, I know you're interested in coaching, so following up with you once more. So that was my second follow-up, and then obviously you can see she never answered me back. I never did a third one until actually today I did it. I just said, hey Alyssa, how have you been? So since it's been over a year now, that's when I'm gonna try to build that relationship back up by just saying, hey Alyssa, how have you been? So maybe she'll answer me back saying that she's been good, or, you know, sometimes they just won't answer you back at all. So that's one case. All right, let me see if this one was again. So this was 2015 again. We talked about my challenge group, and she wanted to see my results from one of my programs. So we talked about that, and so I followed up with her in May 2015. She didn't answer me. Followed up with her in February of 2016. So this is this year now, 2016. And that's when I just said, hey Marie, how are you? And this was one of my random invites. Right now I'm sending a few personal invites to my next online fitness challenge group. Would that interest you at all? I know you had interest in the past, so I thought I would invite you to my next one if that's still something that interests you. So that's also something you can say if you haven't talked to them in a while and you've talked about a challenge group. You can just say, you know, I know you had interest in the past, so I wanted to invite you again to see if that's still something that interests you. And then she answered me back. She said, hi Ashley, how much will this cost? And obviously you don't want to go into pricing right away, so I just told her it depends on the package she chooses, and asked her what her goals are. She didn't answer me. And so I said, hey Marie. She didn't answer me, and I did another follow-up with her again. And then after that, she answered me, asking what the deal was that I was running, because at that point, when they don't answer me a few times too, and it's maybe towards the end of the month or towards a goal date where I wanted to, you know, have so many people in my challenge group or whatever my goals are, sometimes I'll run a special too. And she still answered me after that. So then I said, hey again to her, how are you? Just keep going with the conversation. And so like this one, it's a slow one. Like she'll answer me and then she won't. And then she'll answer me and then she won't. So as long as you keep the conversation going just by asking, how are you? And just giving them a little bit of detail, at least they're still talking to you. So Thursday I talked to her, and then Sunday she finally answered me back again. And then Monday I answered her back this past Monday. So we're still kind of slowly going through the conversation with that one. But that's another different example of a follow-up. I'm going to show one more. I believe this is a coaching one too. So Hannah, let's see what I talked. So I originally talked with her in 2014. So September 2014, that's when I would send people a random message when they would accept my friend request. And I would just say, hey, thanks for the ad. I'm a health and fitness coach and I love expanding my reach. And I would always send them my fitness page. And that's kind of how I got my likes up in the beginning, is I would always just send my new friends my page to go like it if they wanted to. So yeah, I talked to her in 2014 and we just talked about my group, what I do as a coach. And this is where you can tell my beginning days where conversations weren't that very good. Talking about challenge pack. We had a pretty good conversation going. Let's see, and I believe Yes. So I didn't talk to her from 2014, and then I talked to her again in March of this year. And I said, hey, Hannah, how are you doing? Because she said, let me get back to you this week. This week is going to be crazy. Definitely so interested. So, and I said, absolutely no problem. And I never got back to her. So that was my fault for never getting back to her as a follow-up in 2014. I never did. So then finally, March 2016, I finally got back to her and just said, hey, Hannah, how are you doing? And she answered me, hey, good, how are you? Usually if you just say, how are you doing, they'll normally answer you. And then I got into to see what her thoughts were on coaching, if she had any questions, because we talked about coaching in the past. And she, had a few questions. Let me see, going down here. I want to go through the whole conversation. And I think after her question, she stopped answering me again. So then I again said, hey, Hannah, how have you been doing in April 4th? And then she answered me back, and we just got into talking. I just started asking her questions about her schooling and where she was traveling to, because she said she was traveling somewhere. And we just started small talking again. And then I talked to her for a while just to get the conversation going again. And then I asked her again about the coaching, and she told me why she was scared to coach. So that was good that she answered that, got into that a little bit, and we're still talking right now. But those are just 3 different follow-ups for me. Like the first one I showed you is where she didn't answer me all 3. So I'll put her on the back burner for a while. The second one where she would answer me and then not answer me, and then answer me and not answer me. And then this one too, where it's been, the last time I talked to her was 2014, and I never followed up with her. And so when I followed up with her, I just said, hey, how are you doing? And just get the conversation going on learning about them, like her schooling and whatever she was doing, traveling, and just getting, building that relationship back up with them. All right, stop sharing that. Did anybody have any questions on follow-ups? Did I answer that question? I think it was Amanda who asked that. I can't see her though, so I don't know if she's there. Any questions at all? Before I move on? No? All right, cool. Okay, next. Creating creative posts. A couple people said, one said I post the same blog quotes and food posts and all that same stuff. And then another person said, making different posts that actually draw people in. I'll post a normal post and get 50 likes. Then I'll post something about Beachbody and get 1 like. That's completely normal. I get that still all the time. So that's kind of what I'm gonna share with you guys what I do. And again, this works for me just because I've taken some time to figure out what works for me. It won't always work for you guys either. So you just really have to figure out what works for you. As long as you're being yourself and being real in your posts, then do that. So what I do is I used to post crazy posts all the time with crazy text and crazy quotes and I don't know, like crazy colors over here and arrows over here and all that stuff going on, like craziness. And I just felt like, I just felt like that really wasn't me. And it was, I wasn't getting a lot of traction at all off of them. And I felt like I was getting more questions and more people interested in what I do on my regular posts. So what I do is I post more of regular, just plain picture posts of myself or my family or what I'm eating and what not. And what I do is I just make the text valuable. I create a good text that, makes people want to read it. Obviously, it has to be a picture that makes people want to read what you're talking about too. So it's all in my text. I'll show you guys real quick too of my, probably should share my screen, of what mine looks like. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'll just post, most of my pictures too, I'll just post a short text too with it. But I'll just post regular pictures. Right here, It's a little bit longer. Just give people motivation, regular picture, scary picture of me and my son, switched faces. But yeah, you can see most of mine are just regular pictures. Trying to find one with a good text in it. Yeah, always share what you have going on in your challenge groups too. Again, another just regular picture. What food I was gonna make. Or like, no, that's not one. I have too many posts. But yeah, as you guys can see, I just post a lot of just regular pictures. I don't post anything crazy. Nothing like that. Sometimes I'll post little pictures like this where I have something Beachbody related in it, like the portion containers, the cookbook, things like that. I don't think I have any with really long posts. Oh, maybe right here. Sometimes I'll do like an income post too. Once in a while. I don't like to do it too often, but as you can see, I just put a lot of it in my text. And for the most part, it's a normal picture. For my income ones, I do add just that little income progression just so it stands out. But you could just post this without the numbers on it and whatnot, and just have that good beefy text in there too. Just make people want to read it because they're going to see, oh, she's jumping in the air. I'm going to want to read what she's writing in there. So just that's what I do, and that's what works for me. Let me stop sharing real quick. Obviously, different things can work for different people. I know Sarah Roach, she mentioned on her last call that for her ideas, she has really, really good creative posts too. And what she does for them is she'll Google something that she wants to, whatever she's thinking that she wants to post. And she'll look at other posts that she finds on Google or other coaches' posts, and she'll just grab something from each one and just make it her own. And that's how she gets creative with it, is she just picks, different little good ideas that she finds from all these other posts and just puts it into one and puts her own creative spin on it. So you can do that too. In terms of quotes as well, I know a lot of people will post a lot of quotes that they find on Instagram or Google or something, but I don't know, that doesn't really stand out to me. I do it once in a while, but I love when people do their own. Like I know Raina O'Dell, sometimes she'll post a quote, but she makes it her own. Like she'll make her own picture out of it. It's not a picture she took from Google, and she puts her own name on it. So I like that when you make it your own, just because it stands out to you and it's unique and it's coming from you. And another thing with posting too is creative posting is I would never use the Beachbody stock photos either, just because that's the stock photos from Beachbody, and that's not, even though we work in Beachbody, that's not who we are. You're selling yourself in your own name. Like for me, it was my brand at one point was Ash Nicole Fitness. I still kind of use it, but that was my thing. And so that's what you're selling, is yourself. And you don't want to, constantly put, stock photos of 21 Day Fix and Shakeology and all that. It's more real when you post a picture of you doing 21 Day Fix, or you holding up the portion containers, or you drinking Shakeology. That is more real than you posting a stock photo of a challenge pack or any of that. So I definitely would never post those. Let's see what else. And that's what I do. For me, it's kind of hard with creative posting because it works for everyone is different, and it's whatever works for you. As long as you're being real with it and being yourself and it's who you are, then do it, because you don't want to steer away from anything but the real you. I do want to share one more time too.
Hey, can I add something really quick?
Yeah.
Your website also, like your Team Beachbody website, never post that for anyone to just click on, because think about when you first like signed up, if like you signed up say a year ago or whatever. If you look at our website, it's confusing and it can completely like throw you off. And if someone clicks on your website, they're going to go on there, they're going to order the 21-day fix and Shakeology, but not as the bundle pack. So there's no Success Club points, and they're spending twice as much money on the whole package than what they would with just a challenge pack. So that's my 2 cents. I'm done.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because I used to post it on my Facebook all the time in the beginning, and I used to tack it on to my post or even into my pictures. And I mean, not only does it look tacky, it just, you don't want people to go to that site at all, just because you want to have that conversation with them and, you know, steer them in the right direction too. And again, the reason I say it looks tacky because it just looks like we're salesy when we all have beachbody.com/whatever in all of our posts, and it sticks out as salesy, and it's, I don't know, I just don't like it. So I wouldn't suggest it. All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick and show you guys one more thing too. Some of you guys might not be in the Lux Republic, which is Raina Odell's group. It's a really large group, so I stopped adding so many my newer coaches in it. But I want to show you guys too, and I think I might do this for us as well with our own post, just to help you guys, because I actually like the way she does this. Let's see. But there's a ton of different posts you can see in here. If you need new ideas, engaging posts. So if you want to post something to get some engagement out of new people, it's, you know, the picture, the text, so you can get a, you know, an idea of something like that. Let me go back here. Oh. Workout posts, different ideas of what you can post for, you know, a workout post that sticks out. Tons of them in here. I don't know how to go back to my other ones here. There we go. Let's see. There's so many nutrition and clean eating, Shakeology posts, so many different ideas you can see, use. Challenge group invitation post, team transformations you guys can utilize too, income posts, coach opportunity posts. So there's just so many different ideas that you can look at to get your own, you know, creative idea for yourself. And just by looking at these, I get my own ideas too, and it just, you know, you can create something that's more towards, you know, you. And even looking at their text too, it's always nice to see what they post too, to help you in your own too. I'm not very creative, so I have to look at other people's posts to kind of get an idea. But there's so many in here. But I love how she does this too. So I think I'm going to do that for our group too, especially for those that aren't in here. And if you want to be in this group, let, you know, myself know, or whoever your coaches know, and they can add you into that group too, so you can have that. Stop sharing. All right, any questions on posting or anything? That's the end of my spiel. Questions? Concerns? Comments? No? Good to go? Oh, wait.
Sorry. Hey.
Yes.
Is that group, the I don't know what to post group, still open?
I believe so. Let me look right now, actually.
Because that's a good one for everyone to join into too.
If not, we should start a new one.
I agree completely.
Rochelle, I just added you to the Lux Republic. And let me see. What's it called? I don't know what to post.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Yes. Yeah, it is still open.
Should we start our own and kind of since, I mean, I don't know. Like, no, I think it would be kind of nice just to get us all like going again and just like do like a little challenge to see. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of what we did when we first started that group with the Lux Republic when we did the posting group. I think that's a great idea, Nicole.
Yeah. Do you want to start our own instead?
I can create it tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
The other one got a little crazy because it was so big. Because I think it was from Lux.
Yeah, there's 2,700 people in there.
Yeah.
So they get pretty crazy. But yeah, if you want to start that, I'm gonna post it to the Diamond Odyssey.
Okay.
And yes, Lindsay, I will add you in there too. Is Lindsay your coach? Lindsay Barton?
Yeah, she's my coach. She's my new coach, and she is bomb diggity.
Will you add her in there?
Yep.
All right. I just can't because I don't think I'm friends with her on Facebook.
I don't like to add like my coaches in there just because it's so big and it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't. If you guys are wondering, that's why I don't add my coaches in there anymore. I started doing that probably, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago. Unless they ask, or like if you guys wanted to be in there to see that stuff too, that's fine. The only reason I don't is just because it is so big and it gets crazy, and a lot of people are just so confused because you're in the Diamond Odyssey, Team Supercharge, Lux Republic, all these groups. So it's just easier just to have a couple groups that you're in rather than 4 million. All right, cool. Anyone else have any questions at all? Chelsea, hold on. Let me unmute you. It's not. Okay, you're unmuted.
Hi. So my question is, I'm kind of like, I don't know how to plan out my posts. Like, I think I'm okay with being creative in my posts, but some days I'm like, okay, like today I'll post about a coaching opportunity, and then what should I do tomorrow? Like, how do you guys strategically like plan out is it just like your post? Is it based on like what your goals are for that month, or?
After I went to leadership in January, Melanie Mitro, she talked about what she does, and I kind of follow that, and I was doing it so well when I first came back from leadership, but lately I just haven't done it. But I definitely need to get back on it. But I like what she does is she plans out her entire month. So she'll pull up like a Google Calendar or whatever you have on your computer and plan every month. So the first 2 weeks, she posts every day about her challenge group. So the first 2 weeks, she's recruiting for her challenge groups. And then the last 2 weeks of the month, she's every day posting about the coaching opportunity. And it doesn't have to be like a post that sticks out that says I'm hiring or whatnot, but just every day she's posting something about coaching, like the last 2 weeks, whether it's something that you love about coaching or, you know, anything like that. It doesn't always have to be just like a recruiting post or anything like that. But I know she does that, and she actually plans everything out too, all of her posts, what she's going to say with it, and when she's going to post it. So she's very organized when it comes to that. I love the idea of it. I did it for a while and it worked really well. But then for me, I just got lazy with it. So that's my own personal thing that I have to work on. But yeah, definitely if you can do that, I would definitely suggest doing something like that.
All right, cool.
But I mean, to answer what I do, I guess, right now, because I stepped away from that, I guess to be more real, is I go based on the groups we have coming up. Like if we have a coach coffee talk opportunity event coming up, I'll post about that the day before, and sometimes also the morning of. And then if we have like a Fit Boss new coach training coming up, I'll post a week before that maybe about it. So it's always based on when our groups are coming up and that. And other than that, I'm kind of spur of the moment poster.
That's kind of
bad too for me.
All right, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Brooke, hold on. Let me unmute you. Okay, Brooke, you're unmuted.
Okay, so I live in a military town, and a lot of these people, not necessarily bash Beachbody necessarily, but they think it's based on direct selling. And so, of course, there's a page about it, and they say, you know, see Beachbody or somebody's saying something or whatever. And they're obviously, some of them are my friends on Facebook, kind of like slaps you in the face because they engage in your posts and everything, but then they're like talking crap about it and all that stuff and how everybody's doing it, or they see too much of it. And it's, I mean, yeah, you can block them or whatever, I guess you can say, because they're just one of those haters. But I mean, I've had people come, all I see is Beachbody, like you and X, Y, and Z are doing it too. So I guess I want to either A, stand out, or B, just not be, you know, one of the statistics that they see on their news feed every day.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know.
You'll definitely get that all the time. All the time. So with that, that's why I always like to tell you guys to stand out. You don't want to sell Beachbody, you want to sell yourself. Because you don't want to look like the typical, because there are a lot of people that just are too much, you know, craziness with Beachbody, where it's just all about sales to them, and they're just posting, you know, sale after sale after sale. And those type of coaches, it does make people have a bad impression on it because that's all they see, and they think that's all we're doing is just, we're all about selling to people. So it is hard when it comes to that, just because there are so many coaches, and there are so many coaches that are like that too, that do that. So that's why I tell you guys to, stand out, be real, be you. You don't have to post. You don't even have to post anything about, you know, even the word Beachbody or any of that. Obviously, they're going to know you do it just by the workouts you're doing, but just post what you're doing and, you know, be real with it. You don't have to be crazy with it like, you know, a lot of coaches are.
Okay. That answers it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? Yes.
I don't know if I was muted again or not.
No.
Actually, I know you guys are all on the East Coast, well, for the most part, but I think something that Jess taught me, my coach, is to reach out of like where you are, because she stalked me on Instagram and I live in Oregon, so I would just give the tip to like branch out and not focus on your state or your city, because actually nobody in Oregon knows what Beachbody is really, so it's pretty brilliant for me. So I would just say to you guys, like, hey, like branch out to other states and like stalk people on Instagram, as weird as that sounds. Like, that's what we do.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's so true, because a lot of people, like I talked to Nicole before too, a lot of people tell us that, you know, they don't want to coach just because there's so many coaches near them, or there's, I don't know, a million coaches that they know or anything like that. But it doesn't stop you from any type of success or anything, because most of my coaches I've never even met. Most of them they don't live near me. I have some from Texas, California, some that live near me, Syracuse, just all over the place. And I'm in Rochester, New York. So it doesn't really matter. And my coach, Sam Holly, we went to high school together, so we have all the same mutual friends. And it never stopped us either. And we hardly even ever talk to the same people too. So if you're just always branching out to, you know, not only people that show interest in your post that you do know, but reach out to people you don't know. So I always find across people that live in different areas like California, and, you know, people that aren't near me, just because, you're not going to get in contact with them. If somebody else talks to them, it doesn't matter where you guys live. Yeah. Any other questions? No? Good. All right, awesome. Well, I hope this helps on scripting. It's a lot of scripts, follow-ups, be real, and follow up like the 3 follow-up rule if you want to. It helps me, and keep track of your follow-ups too. And creative posting, I'll create something like Raina has too. And if you guys want to be in there and I haven't added you, let me know too. And that's it. If you guys have any questions too after this, feel free to message me or post it in our group anytime. I will always get back to you guys. But I'll let you guys go tonight. And I hope you guys have a good night. Bye, guys.